Yeshayahu, Isaiah 65. Yahuwah speaking. I have let myself be inquired of, not by those who asked. I was found, not by those who sought me. I said, here I am, here I am. I am. What shall I tell them your name is? I am that I am. Yah responds to Moshe. What does Yeshua say in the Garden of Gethsemane? I am he. I said, here I am, to a nation not calling on my name. I've held out my hands all day long, Yod, all day long, to a stubborn people who walk in a way that is not good, after their own thoughts. The people who provoke me continually to my face, who slaughter in gardens and burn incense on slaughter places of brick. Slaughter places, altars to Yah, are supposed to be made of natural stone, uncut stone. Who sit among the burial sites and spend the night in secret places. These are the people who provoke him continually, who eat the flesh of pigs, and the broth of unclean meat is in their pots. Leviticus 11. I'm the Lord Yahuwah Sabaoth, I change not. So, Leviticus 11 is still in play. Who say, keep to yourself, do not come near me, for I am not set apart to you. I don't follow the God of Israel. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. Who say, keep to yourself, do not come near me, for I am set apart to you. I believe in Jesus too. I just call him Yeshua, and I understand that he was the Word made flesh. And the Word of God is the Torah. These are smoke in my nostrils, a fire that burns all day. These people are annoying to me. They're uncomfortable. See, it is written before me, I am not silent, but shall repay, and I shall repay into their bosom, into their heart. Your crookedness and the crookedness of your fathers together, said Yahuwah, who burned incense on the mountains and reproached me on the hills, and I shall measure their former work into their bosom. Revelation 22, Yeshua says, behold, I come swiftly to reward each man according to his work. Thus said Yahuwah, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one shall say, do not destroy it, for there is blessing in it. So I do for my servants' sake, not to destroy them all. And I shall bring forth a seed from Jacob, and from Judah an heir of my mountains. Prophecy, Yeshua. And my chosen ones shall inherit it, and my servants shall dwell there. My chosen one, Yisrael. The tree of life. Romans 11. Gentile believers are grafted into the tree of life, Israel. And my servants shall dwell there. Revelation 14, verse 12. Here is the endurance of the saints, those that have a testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach and keep the commands. And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks, and the valley of Achor a place for herds to lie down, for my people who have sought me. But you are those who forsake Yahuwah, who forget my set-apart mountain, Jerusalem, who prepare a table for Gad and fill a drink offering for many. These are false gods. And I shall allot for you to the sword, and let you all bow down to the slaughter, because I called you and you did not answer. I spoke and you did not hear, and you did evil before my eyes and chose that in which I did not delight. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahuwah, see, my servants eat, but you hunger. See, my servants drink, but you thirst. See, my servants rejoice, but you are put to shame. See, my servants sing for joy of heart, but you cry for sorrow of heart and wail for the breaking of spirit. And you shall leave your name as a curse to my chosen, for the Master Yahuwah shall put you to death and call to his servants by another name. You shall leave your name as a witness, as a curse to my chosen. What is the curse of the Torah? Death because of transgression. Now we have Yeshua, who served as an intercessor, serves as an intercessor between us and Yah, who removed sin. What is sin? 1 John 3, verse 4. Sin is lawlessness. But shall we continue to sin? Shall we continue to be lawless so that grace may abound? No, Yah forbid. So these that won't listen to Yahuwah, their name serves as a witness of the curse to his chosen people. Yup, that's what you get when you transgress. Look, see that? Don't do that. For the master Yahuwah shall put you to death, and call his servants by another name. This another name, we see this in Revelation, and Yeshua had a name upon him, which no man knew. And the putting to death, this is Revelation 19 imagery here, of Yeshua upon the white horse. So that he blesses himself in the earth. He who blesses himself in the earth does bless himself in the Elohim of truth. And he who swears in the earth does swear by the Elohim of truth, because the former distresses shall be forgotten, and because they shall be hidden from my eyes. For look, I am creating new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come to heart. Revelation 21. This is the precursor to so much of what's in Revelation. But be glad and rejoice forever in what I create. For look, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I shall rejoice in Jerusalem, and shall joy in my people. And let the voice of weeping no more be heard in her, nor the voice of crying. No more is an infant from there going to live but a few days, nor an old man who does not complete his days. For the youth dies 100 years old, but the sinner, being 100 years old, shall be lightly esteemed. There's going to be so much righteousness, so much glory in this instance, that the sinner, those transgressing, it's no big deal that they live to 100 years. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and plant vineyards and eat their fruit. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For the days of my people are going to be as the days of a tree. And the tree of life, Israel. And my chosen one outlives the work of their hands. You build a house, and you live for so long. You prosper so hardly, right? You got so much going on because of the blessings of Yahuwah that your house does not outlast you. In today's world, houses outlast people because transgression of the law leads to death. Sometimes instantaneous death. Sometimes the way you have chosen to live removes years upon years from your life. You lose the blessing from Yah, and therefore you do not prosper. And they shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth children for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of Yahuwah, and their offspring with them. And it shall be that before they call, I answer, and while they are still speaking, I hear. Wolf and lamb feed together. A lion eats straw as an ox, and dust is the snake's food. They shall do no evil, nor destroy in all my set-apart mountains, said Yahuwah. Thus said Yahuwah, the heavens are my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is this house that you build for me, the temple? And where is this place of my rest? And all these my hand has made, and all these that exist, declares Yahuwah. Yet to such a one I look, on him who is poor and bruised of spirit, and who trembles at my word. Trembles at my word, capital W word. The Torah, who trembles at this word. And then Yeshua. Why do demons tremble at the name of Yeshua? I would submit, because he is the Word made flesh. We know that everything, biblically, every time before the New Testament, we see the word of Yah, that is a direct reference to the Torah. Yet somehow we forget, once we skip over that thin blank page from 2 Chronicles to Matthew, somehow all of a sudden that word is something different. In the beginning, John said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Yeshua is Yah. The Torah is Yah. The word of Yah is the Torah. Yeshua was the physical embodiment of the Torah. So who trembles at my word? Right? Why do the demons tremble? Because there's power and authority in the word of Yah. especially the word of Yah made flesh, Yeshua. But whoever slays the bull strikes a man. Whoever slaughters the lamb breaks a dog's neck. Whoever brings a grain offering, pig's blood. There it is again. We'll see it one more time. Yah does not look fondly upon those who abominate with swine. Whoever burns incense blesses an idol. Indeed, they have chosen their own ways, and their souls delight in their abominations. I shall also choose their punishments and bring their fears on them, because I called, but no one answered. I spoke, and therefore they did not hear. And they did evil before my eyes, and chose what was displeasing to me. Hear the word of Yahuwah, you who tremble at his word. Your brothers who hate you, who cast you out for my name's sake, said, let Yahuwah be esteemed, so that we see your joy. But they are put to shame. Sounds a lot to me like those of our brethren who have rejected us because we still firmly believe in Yeshua, yet we keep the commands of Yah. But they are put to shame. Revelation 14 verse 12, here is the endurance of the saints, those that have a testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach and keep the commands. And those are not two different people groups. That's not the Christians over here and the Jews over here. That end is very possessive in that statement in Revelation 14. This is one people group, Yah's chosen, that have two things going on. They have a testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach, and they keep the commands. A roaring sound from the city, a voice from the Hekal, the temple. The voice of Yahuwah repaying his enemies. Before she labored, she gave birth. Before a pain came to her, she was delivered of a male child. Who has heard the like of this? Who has seen the like of these? Is a land brought forth in one day? Is a nation born at once? For as soon as Zion labored, she gave birth to her children. Revelation 18 imagery here. This one day ties directly back to a statement in Revelation 18, which I would recommend you watch the entire video on Revelation 18. I have an entire series on Revelation, from Revelation 1 to Revelation 22. In fact, we have now read together every word in the New Testament from Matthew chapter 1 to Revelation chapter 22 together. So people will say, yeah, but what about Galatians? What about Ephesians? What about Romans? There's a video on it. Recommend you watch it. And more so, I recommend you read the word for yourself. Put your eyeballs on the page, pray over it, read it, and ask the Father to show you what you need to see. Do not take my word for it. If I can help steer you in the right direction, praise Yah. But it's not my authority that brings all this to fruition. I have no authority other than the name of Yeshua and the promise, the covenant of Yah. But that authority is not predicated on me. It's predicated on them. Now, the current day Israelis in the secular nation state of Israel over there in the land that was promised to Abraham love this verse in Isaiah 66. Who has heard the like of this? Who has seen the like of these? Is a land brought forth in one day? They say that's the day they signed the paperwork that Israel became a nation state. Is a nation born at once? For as soon as Zion labored, she gave birth to her children. Now, remember who it is that instituted the nation state of Israel. The global cabal, man. The powers that be. Israel is a heart condition. It is also a physical piece of land in the Middle East that is considerably larger than what the nation state of Israel, 1949, what they drew up on a map, they being the English and the Americans and the Zionists, those that wanted a home for the people of God, the Jews. But the founding documents of the nation state of Israel, not once do they mention God, Elohim, Adonai, El Shaddai, Hashem, Yahweh, Yahuwah. Pick your name, don't matter. Not one time. The nation state of Israel, as we currently know it over there in the Middle East, is a secular nation. 3/4 of the world's Jews are secular Jews. They are Jewish as for their lineage, their race, but they are not Jewish in that they are Torah observant. They're not religious. They don't keep commands. And then the Jews that do keep commands have added so much to the word when we're clearly instructed, do not add to or take away from the word of this Torah. Yet and still they've done that. So I guess my admonition here is don't get it twisted. The nation state of Israel in the Middle East is not the Israel that the Father is discussing in the Bible. And there's many in the Messianic, Hebrew roots, Torah observant movement that put a massive amount of weight on the importance of the nation state of Israel in the Middle East, even though they in no way recognize Yahuwah as a nation or as a people that populates that nation. It seems very much so to me like the serpent, the Nahash in Genesis 2 and 3. Did God really say that if you eat that fruit, you'll die? See, and that's the tool of the enemy. It's near enough to what God said that people can be deceived and believe it, but it's not actually what God said. Verse 9, shall I bring to birth and not give delivery, says Yahuwah. Shall I who give delivery restrain birth, says your Elohim. Rejoice with Jerusalem and be glad with her, all you who love her. Rejoice greatly with her, all you who mourn for her, so that you feed and shall be satisfied with the breast of her comforts, so that you drink deeply and shall delight yourselves in her overflowing esteem. I should also point out, Rabbinical Judaism, as we understand it today, directly relates to, of their own admission, the Pharisees. The same Pharisees that in the New Testament, in all four Gospels, Yeshua is constantly saying, beware the leaven of the Pharisees. Leaven represents both sin and false doctrine. Beware the leaven of the Pharisees. Now, this does not mean that elder brother Judah doesn't possess understanding of the Torah that Christendom does not. But it means we have to be able to rightly divide the word as to what did Yah say versus what did a man say. There's a really good verse for this, assuming my thumbs will work. We've read it on camera before. 1 John verse 5. If we look at verse 9, 1 John 5. If we receive the witness of men, the witness of Elohim is greater. If we receive the witness of men, a man told me this thing. Cool. The witness of Elohim, the witness of God is greater. What God said matters way more than what a man said. And so, elder brother Judah may have been keeping the Torah for the last 4,500 years or so, comma. They in no way have a monopoly on understanding. And much of what they have added to the word is directly against the Torah that Yah gave us, the witness of Elohim. Do not let the witness of men overshadow the witness of Elohim. Beware the leaven of the Pharisees. Beware the teachings of rabbinical Judaism. Is there meat there? Yeah. Is it unadulterated, pure truth of Yah? No. Not always. And we have to be very careful of that. When we start putting the words of Rabbi Chaim ben Shmuel above the words of Yahuwah, we have an issue. You've now made an Elohim out of that rabbi. That is not the way it's supposed to be. The covenant with Abraham, a portion of that promise to Abraham is that I will make of your seed a nation of kings and priests. There is one intercessor in between us, a nation of kings and priests, between us and Yah. That is Yeshua, Hebrews chapter 8. That's it. And so we can learn from these people who are farther down the path than we are. But we certainly should not worship them, nor accept their word as gospel. We have to compare everything that everybody says, myself included, against what does the word say? What did Yah say? Because this word is true. I am a man. I make mistakes. This word is true. See what I mean here? Verse 12, Isaiah 66:12. For thus said Yahuwah, see, I am extending peace to her like a river. In Revelation 21:22, there is a great river flowing through the tree of life. What's the tree of life? Israel. Not the nation state, the Father's chosen people, based upon a heart condition. Genesis 32 and Hebrews 8. See, I'm extending peace to her like a river, and the esteem of the nations like a flowing stream. And you shall feed, and shall be carried on the side, and fondled on her knees. As one whom his mother comforts, so I comfort you, and in Jerusalem you are comforted. A new heaven, a new earth, a new Jerusalem, a new temple, which is Yah. Yah's the temple in Revelation. And you shall see, and your heart shall rejoice, and your bones flourish as tender grass, and the hand of Yahuwah shall be known to his servants, and his displeasure to his enemies. The hand of Yahuwah. Yod. Pictograph. Arm in hand. What does it mean? Work, actions, worship, and to throw. So if you don't do the works, you don't do the actions, if you don't worship, Yahuwah will throw you into the pit of fire. Yeshua will tie a stone around your neck and throw you into the ocean. The wheat will be separated from the chaff. The chaff will be thrown into the fire. All the dead branches shall be cut off of the tree and thrown into the fire. The hand of Yahuwah, the Yod. This is Yeshua. And the hand of Yahuwah shall be known to his servants. Yeshua shall be known to Yahuwah's servants, and his displeasure to his enemies. For look, Yahuwah comes with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his displeasure with burning, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword Yahuwah shall judge all flesh, and the slain of Yahuwah shall be many. This is clearly Revelation 19 imagery here, with Yeshua on the white horse. Those who set themselves apart, make themselves holy, sanctified, and cleanse themselves at the gardens after one in the midst, eating the flesh of pigs, and the abomination and the mouse are snatched away together, declares Yahuwah. So those who claim to be set apart, sanctified, yet they're eating the flesh of pigs, that's your third witness in 2 chapters, and the abomination and the mouse are snatched away together. For by fire and by his sword Yahuwah shall judge all flesh, and the slain of Yahuwah shall be many. And I, because of their works and their imaginations, am coming to gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. And I shall set a sign because of their works. Yod, do stuff, read the book, do what it says. And I, because of their works. Revelation 22, verse 12, Yeshua speaking. The Yod, the outstretched hand of Yahuwah, Yeshua. And see, I am coming speedily, and my reward is with me to give to each according to his works. I am the Aleph and the Tav, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are those doing his, Yahuwah's commands, so that the authority shall be theirs unto the tree of life, Yisrael, Israel, and to enter through the gates into the city, Jerusalem, Zion, what we're reading about here in Isaiah. And I, because of their works and their imagination, am coming to gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. And I shall set a sign among them, and shall send some of those who escape to the nations, Tarshish and Pool and Lud, who draw the bow, and Tubal and Yavon, and the coastlands afar off, who have not heard my report nor seen my esteem, and they shall declare my esteem among the nations. The Great Commission, go forth and make believers of all nations. And they shall bring all your brothers as an offering to Yahuwah out of all nations. There's a multitude. There's a multitude in Revelation 7. In Revelation 7, when everybody's being sealed on the forehead, all the tribes, 12,000 of each tribe, other than Dan, which is a different teaching for a different time, go watch the Revelation 7 video and the addendum to Revelation 7. So 144,000 are sealed. And then in verse 9, 7:9 of Revelation, John says, "After this I looked, and I saw a great crowd, which no one was able to count, out of all the nations and tribes and people and tongues, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, Yeshua, dressed in white robes and palm branches on their hand." Right? If you skip down, "And one of the elders responded, saying to me, 'Who are these dressed in white robes, and where did they come from?' And I said to him, 'Master, you know.' And he said to me, 'These are those coming out of the great distress, having washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Because of this, they are before the throne of Elohim, and serve him, Elohim, day and night in his dwelling place. And he who sits on the throne shall spread his tent over them,'" put his covering over them. Yahuwah shall put his covering over them. Now these are people of the nations that Yahuwah is putting his covering over. These are those, Revelation 14:12, that have a testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach and keep the commands. We see back here in Isaiah, verse 20, 66:20, "And they shall bring all your brothers as an offering to Yahuwah out of all the nations," Gentile believers in Yeshua who keep the commands, "on horses and in chariots and in litters and on mules and on camels, to my set-apart mountain Jerusalem, declares Yahuwah, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of Yahuwah." As the who? The children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of Yahuwah. "And from them too I shall take for priests, for Levites." What? These Gentile believers in Yahuwah, he shall take from for Levites. What do Levites do? They serve in the temple. They keep the Torah, physically keep the Torah scrolls. And they were dispersed amongst the 12 tribes to teach the Torah to people. What? I got a news flash, brothers and sisters. There's a phrase that a dear brother of mine came up with one time when we were sitting around a fire having a conversation. I wonder what tribe we are. Is there some mitochondrial DNA memory of us being a tribe from far back? Are we Ephraim scattered to the nations in the diaspora? And that's why we have this memory of, in our bones, in our mitochondrial DNA, of the power and authority of Yahuwah, and that's why we're turning back to him. And that was the premise for the conversation. And we were looking at what we do as a tribe, as a faith group. We were looking at what we do and how does that line up with one of the, is there a tribal identity with the tribes of Israel? And one of my brethren said, "I think we're Neo-Levites. We keep the commands. We perform the remembrances. We teach Torah to the best of our ability. And we are unafraid to put the sword upon our thigh and go throughout the camp, north to south, east to west, and slaughter every man among you of your brethren who has bent the knee to Baal." And so the term Neo-Levite was coined. Now, is that 100% accurate? No. But does it capture the essence of what we as a faith group and as an organization are trying to do? I think that it does. And here is proof text for this from Yahuwah in Isaiah 66:21. "And from them too I shall take for priests, for Levites, declares Yahuwah. For as the new heaven and the new earth," this is all Revelation 21 imagery here, For as the new heavens and the new earth that I make stand before me, declares Yahuwah, so your seed and your name shall stand. And it shall be that from new moon to new moon, and Sabbath to Sabbath, all flesh come to worship before me, declares Yahuwah. Now, if you haven't been following along in the Revelation study, you may not be aware that in heaven, we will be doing Torah, keeping commands, and worshiping Yah in unity and fellowship with all of his children. And it shall be that from new moon to new moon and from Sabbath to Sabbath, so we'll be observing the new moon festivals, we'll be keeping Shabbat, all flesh shall come to worship before me. And in Revelation 21, we see the new temple, which is Yah, indwelt in the city, which is Jerusalem. And they shall go forth and look upon the corpses of men who have transgressed against me. The wages of sin is death. What is sin? 1 John 3 verse 4, sin is lawlessness. Lawlessness is death. And they shall go forth and look upon the corpses of men who have transgressed against me, for their worm shall not die, and their fire not be quenched, and they shall be repulsive to all flesh. Those dead in their lawlessness shall be repulsive to all flesh. And that is the end of the book of Yeshayahu, Isaiah. Bless y'all. Shalom.